Little quiet today. People are probably coming in from work and just starting their lunch hour, but just to let you guys know, it's Tuesday, March 4th today. And if you came in early, you saw Shahsani Keek and I working on our translation for the New Zealand article.
I'm
So this is uh,
almost done.
almost done. Yeah, this is exciting. I learned so much when I do this with Shirley. I realized that translation, it takes a lot of steps and a lot of layers, but the more we can do it in front of you guys, hopefully that is helpful um, and fun for you as well. So before we jump back in, a quick check-in about our schedule. So our remaining classes today is Tuesday, March 4th. Our goal, and we're getting really close, is to finish the paper on Thursday, March 6th this week. Um, and it's coming along. We'll take a look at it. We'll show you our updates. Next week is spring break, so there will not be class on March 11th or March 13th. So class this week and then not next week. And then we'll be back together the following several weeks, all the way through the end of April. Any questions on that or comments so far? I also wanted to share that I'm in Hawaii. I flew in late last night and I'm here with the Doyan Foundation teacher cohort and we'll be attending the ICLDC. Shirley, is it okay if I show them briefly about that? Okay, so for people who follow native language revitalization around the world, a big leader in the United States is the state of Hawaii for the indigenous community's work on native language revitalization. And they have this conference. It's called the International Conference on Language Documentation and Conservation. So ICLDC. It'll take place, it's put on by the University of Hawaii at Manoa in Oahu, and it will begin tomorrow. In the evening, they'll have their digital storytelling, an opening gathering, and then it will continue all the way through this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I've attended this conference online before, and I believe they do have live stream and ways to register so that you can attend from home on your computer. And I highly recommend it. There are a lot of good speakers, workshops, and I encourage you to check it out if that's something that interests you. Of course, I'll be attending and then stepping away to teach this class on Thursday, so I'm happy to share updates there as well. But yeah, any questions about this or comments? We'll give you guys an update on Thursday too. All right, so today we're gonna continue. We're almost finished, as Shirley mentioned, with the translation of the New Zealand article. Shirley and I've been watching the videos and reading the articles that you all sent us. We've been looking at the article that Yandakin Kiraka wrote in English, and it's really good. So here's what we have so far. And like we mentioned, we'll keep the introduction to the article in English and then begin our translations after that. So from the top, it says, in the spirit of Elizabeth Peradovich, I would like to tell you about Hana Rohiti Maipi Clark, a Maori member of parliament, from the island nation of New Zealand, or Aotearoa, as the Maori call their homeland. Aotearoa means land of the long white cloud in Maori. And then we begin in Tlingit. New Zealand dat yiinshka kwalnik hasduch einach Aotearoa yuha sayasag na lle at tlin hasdu anich city. Kunach na lle chatlak yagi audigan. We will tell you about New Zealand. In their language, they call it Aotearoa. It is their land, a big, faraway island. It's very far. The sun shines there every day. Next line. Waitangik ukak hasay ayoseka widleit kach. Maurinach. Hunach hastuani. Hask alitzin. Katlelcha adu such at Qaqashi. Played Koch Yehasayasak Treaty. Maurina Hasdujit Wuduatiwa Treaty. Chag Has Ausikudat. Chatlok Hastu Ayich City. Achawe Maurina Hastu Tuqawuti. The Treaty of Waitangi, New Zealand's founding document, defines the relationship between Maori and the Crown of the United Kingdom. Shirley, do I need to add anything to the English translation there? I had made some notes to comment about Maori ownership of certain lands and preservation of their culture.
They were especially protective about their language,
Mm,
from what I gather.
yeah. I'm just gonna add a note and we'll come back to it. Okay. Next line in Tlingit, and then it's followed by the English. And this is the part Shirley and I have been working on since the last class. Ye hasyasaka hellashu dayin chasach adayuk agach tuhlaad. Uk ka hasakau shihit dak asa hastutuwa sagu kuchte hasawati. Maori nach dekat kach awatu. MP might be Clark Woodihan. Kawak shi deki athshat tlawushtach awats eid. Maori nach haswudanach tlakehas akawashi. Haka yuduwasak weshi. Tlakunach hastu tuwu yanik. Tlaachua tlahas outlitzin we at shi. Shaqiqi a koa hastu tuch kuwati. Tlaadach haswuat. Recently, the ACT Party introduced a bill to change the treaty. Maori leaders like MP Hana Rahiti Maipi Clark strongly opposed this bill. In opposition to the bill, Maipi Clark led a haka in Parliament, a traditional Maori dance that expresses strength and unity. And then I would add our last sentence in Tlingit, Tlakunach hastu tuwu yinig, tle achue tle hasaw tlitzin we atshe. means that they that it hurt them, and
Put a lot of strength into.
that's why they put a lot of strength into the song. Tle- Tle sin wet she. This next line, shaqiqi aqwa, hastu tuch kuwati, te adach haswuad. The act party was scared, and that's why they left.
Um, when she uh when she tore the article, was that before the song or after
It was
that?
be- it was before the song. So when they asked for her vote, that's when she stood up, the bill up, tore it in half, and then began the song. And that's when everybody joined her. So that's exciting. This part that we Shirley and I finished is full of really great language. And I put some of them in our list to highlight them. Like one of the things I learned, Hastutuch kuwati, they got scared. Tla'adach haswuat, and they left. And then this last sentence, we have one more line and then we're finished, which is so exciting to me. Um, we need a little more time to think about how to talk about some of these things. So the last sentence in English, she also joined a peaceful march or hikoi. And we want to add that it is a big march to show the power of it, alongside others who reject the proposed changes. Speaking against the bill, she declared, "This is not just ink on paper. This is our past, our present, and our future." So just to share a little bit about the process with you guys, one of the things I noticed when I asked Shirley, how do we say, this sentence in English? She thinks about it, and as she's thinking of the words, she'll explain to me in English, we want to show the strength of it. And so um I from my end, it looks like she's sees an image and she's trying to convey the image in the translation, um, which is just so interesting and powerful. And then also thinking about how do we say that? How do we think about that and say that in Tlingit? So that's why we have some of these phrases, like she mentioned, "Tlekunach hastu tuwu yanig," and they were really hurt by that. Tleachawe, and that is why Tlehas Aulitzin We'atshe. They really put strength into the song. And so it takes a lot of time and thought. And then in the meantime, we're looking things up in the dictionary, picking options. Um, and so that's kind of where we're at now with the peaceful march. When you think about marching in English, um, there's not a direct translation under an entry for March in the Tlingit dictionaries. So this is where we have to start thinking about like what is marching? It's for multiple people to walk but not just walk, they're also demonstrating. So they're making a point and making a demonstration. And so now before you guys logged on, we're in this process of looking up different words. Okay, they didn't have march. We know how to say walking. Next, we're looking up the term for demonstrate, and we're keeping it in mind. Um, Shirley, did you want to add anything else about that, our process?
Yeah, one of the things that we ran into was that the article in English really has a lot of power, really, and we wanted to make sure that uh, that power is shown in the effort that they put into it comes through to the reader. That the importance uh, of what they were against. And so it's really something as we go over it and we say it and think it and then it doesn't really come across as they're showing their strength and their determination. So we had to try to get that through. And I think we did it when we mentioned that the uh, people that came to break the treaty had to run for it, and
Yeah,
that's what we did.
yeah. So that's the sentence that we added at the end. شقيقي أقوى هستتوخ قوتي تلعدخ هسوات. Because when you watch the video, you see, okay, they adjourned the session, everybody left. And so we want to bring that across. Oh, any comments or questions from anybody else? We don't want you to be shy. So that can lead us to a couple options. We can either work on this last line, and I can keep looking up words about marching, walking. We can brainstorm our ideas for how to talk about it. Another option is to look at the design of the paper, how it's laid out on our template, and see how it starts to fit in. What do you guys think? I'm gonna pull it up while people are thinking.
Do you have any thoughts on that last line? I think that's really an important one and a really good one to close with.
Any thoughts, you guys?
would start with uh, the Maori na knew that this wasn't the end of this session, wasn't the end of the fight.
Yeah.
So she joined in on the peaceful march. Ukutise asuat, takatas asuat.
Dekat hasbuat.
Takatas asuat.
Dekat hasbuat.
You could say, what's her name? Hannah took the Chut Uwakut. Hannah joined them. Is that what the article says?
Let me double check. Hanatsu hastuchut uagut.
Because
So
she's part of the parliament.
because she what?
She's part of the parliament.
Yeah, so the English line says, I added this first sentence. The Maori knew that this would not be the end of the fight, so they marched. She joined a peaceful march or hikoi. And then I made a note, we want to add that it's a big march to show the power of it, show that the effort they put into comes through. See if I can find some more information about the march. I forget what the bill was called. Oh, wow. There were more than 40,000 people. I found a video on YouTube. Should I show it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Marching much like their ancestors did, but with their eyes on the future. These protesters say they're fighting for the integrity of the Treaty of Waitangi, for them and their children. Many are Pakeha, non-Maori New Zealanders of European descent.
I think it shows that a lot of people who are of Pakeha descent are not supportive of this bill. and do see Te Treaty as a founding document of New Zealand.
The march began more than 1,000 kilometres away at the remote northern tip of the country and ended on Tuesday outside the Parliament in Wellington.
My family are also Maori, so I want to do this for them because their land matters to them, and it's not just the people but their future generations.
School children granted permission to skip classes for the day got a first-hand history lesson. And history's at the heart of this debate. The Treaty of Waitangi was signed by representatives of the British Crown and more than 500 Maori chiefs in 1840. It guarantees indigenous people land and cultural rights which critics say could be threatened if the Treaty Principles Bill becomes law. The legislation was introduced by a junior member of the governing coalition. David Seymour, who's part Maori, says it'll make all New Zealanders equal by ending affirmative action policies and, controversially, reinterpreting the founding treaty. His opponents say he's polarising the country.
It's been harmful and really sad. It's painful to actually see ourselves be attacked like this, but today lifts our spirits and knows that we're not alone.
The anger is not confined to the streets. Parliament was disrupted last week when the country's youngest MP led a haka, a traditional Maori war dance. Commentators say it's unlikely this bill will become law, since the two major parties in the ruling coalition have said they'll only support it up until its first reading. But there could still be a referendum if 10% of the electorate, that's around 300,000 voters, sign a petition in favour of a referendum. Months of constitutional debate lie ahead. Adrian Brown, Al Jazeera, Wellington.
Make sure to subscribe to
Hey. So what I got from that was that there were 40,000 people and that both Maori and white people joined the march in support of ending the bill and protecting the treaty. It looked like it began on the north tip of the island and then ended at Parliament. So it must have been going on as they discussed it. Did that seem right, Shirley?
The walk, you mean?
Yeah.
It sounded to me like it was after the protest,
Oh, okay.
and that and what was, let's see, uh, was there anything specific about what they wanted to do away with, or it's
Hmm.
interesting that it was a Maui person that came up with the idea to break it.
Was it?
It was introduced by a Maui, part Maui parliamentary person.
Oh, I missed that. housekeeping came to my hotel room, so I had to get up and talk to them. I missed that part of the video. Look at.
We can't include that because the original article, we have to stick to what was given to us.
Right.
But it is interesting.
Yeah. So you mentioned talking about the specific things that the ACT Party wanted to do away with and using the bill. So I'm just looking at this article Evelyn sent us. Mm, They say things like introduced policies seen as undermining their rights, such as rollbacks on Maori language use in government and changes to treaty interpretations.
Yeah, that wasn't in the article, so we'll have to leave that out and just talk about the protest march to end the article that we have.
Okay. So far we have Takatas Haswat, Hanatsu Hastuchut Uagut.
Um, we could say you said Dakunjin Ka 1,000.
Uh
40,000. Was that
uh
40,000?
40,000 Ayahawa.
Uh,
Do we have to add Nach? People.
Dakunjin Ka 1,000. I wonder if that's a guess or if that's a real number.
The video says more than 40,000.
Dakunjin Ka 1,000. Shakte. Let's see. Dakunjin Ka 1,000. Unji Ka 1,000. See, what do you say? How do you say more?
Yeah, Nach. Or Yenanach.
um, Da Unjin Ka 1000. I was just thinking about
I see this phrase in the dictionary, wana, more than it, a number.
or more.
Yeah. It says to add this word wana, more than it. Or there's also beyond it, more than it. Yanach.
Yeah, Nach will do it. How we're going to use it.
Okay.
Da Unjin Ka 1000. Ja, Nach Shakte.
Yanach shakti.
Suchi.
Kunjin kat 1000. Yanach shakti.
When they say peaceful, um,
One. For something, especially bodies of water, to be calm or peaceful. Kaduyit. For the weather to be calm. Kakaduyit. Let me look in the verb dictionary too. Oh, there's they feel peaceful due to wu would duwaga. But I don't know if they felt peaceful, they were acting peaceful. Let me check the verb dictionary. In the verb dictionary, I'm seeing the same phrase, kaduyayit. See if I can find an example. It is calm and peaceful. Kauduyayet. It is calm with no wind or storm at all. Kauduyayet.
it's not quite it.
Okay. See what else we can find. Peace ceremony Huakan Husti. Peacemaker Huakan. Put your hands out, possibly in peace. Guntunach dak jiyil de. Guntunach dak jiyil de. Guntunach dak jiyil de.
I could say the 40,000 marched without anger.
Mm. Okay. So anger. Anger, kokahin, kokahin. Let me see what this sentence says. They don't want to do it. They're grumpy about it. Kokahin yachiti. But we went without anger. I think there's another word too. Let me find it. Concentrating on anger inside. Tuk andahij. Let me find just anger. Fun. So he is angry. Kant uanuk. So the negative would be not angry.
That's odd teen. That without anger.
Okay. Hellgantin.
Slash, slash,
Oh, gonna teach. Hellgantin. Dagunjin kat thousand. Dianach. Shakte. Hellgantin.
pasu odd.
Also, so far that whole line says Takat haswuat. Hana tsuhas du chudu a gut. Dag unjin kat thousand. Dianach. Shakte. Hellgantin. Haswuat.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay.
Say uh, something about the writing?
Um, Alongside others who reject the proposed changes. Speaking against the bill, Hannah declared, "This is not just ink on paper. This is our past, our present, and our future."
So we could end with her speaking. I think that would be a good closing.
Yeah. Hannah Yeyauseka.
Yechautitan.
Ichauditan. Hannah Yeyauseka. This is not just ink on paper. This is our past, our present, and our future. That's just Koshihidia. Ye ute. I'm just throwing out a guess.
Um, you need to reverse that.
Oh,
Uh, and autitan. This is our, did she say our culture and our living? Or what was it?
she said, "This is our past, our present, and our future."
Oh, see, how can we say? She would say,
Washigun chukde.
Shagun, the Katha Shagunas Tawasigu.
Tikata shagun ha tuwasigu.
Tawasigu.
Oh, hastuwasigu.
Um, Kukalkodishidi. Kalkodishidi. Uh, I think it's important that she mentioned that the writing, could say,
Katashagun has tuwasigu tligukka kaushihidich.
Rajidahasakwati. They're going to take it away.
Hajidahas kukwati.
And she could end it by saying, "Aawetatatuaishku." That's what we don't want.
Ha awetlatatuwa ushku. So the whole thing says, Stakat haswuat, Hanatsu has duchutu a good, Dog unjin kat tausend, Yanach shakte, Tlalkantin haswuat, Hana yich auditan, Stakat hashagun has tuwasagu, Tlakukka kaushihi ditch, Hajidach has kwati, Ha awa tlalhatuwa ushku.
Maybe we should say kunachatu. Tatatuaishku.
Okay.
Nach.
Kunach. Ha'awa kunach tlalhatuwa ushku.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Gives it a little more power.
Mm.
So she is telling them what they want and why they're protesting. She is apparently talking to the people that's marching.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And we're at time. It's 11:59 now.
We didn't hear a word from anybody.
No, they're quiet today. I hope we didn't scare
I'm
them
here.
away. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I had to go meet a 7-week-old baby really quickly, and she's adorable. One of my former students' moms had a baby, so
Cute.
yeah,
Oh, congratulations to them.
yeah. They're from Vietnam.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sheesh. This is my first time. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for joining us. Where are you from?
I'm here in Juneau
Uh-huh.
and I'm at work. I don't have my notes from the little MOOC, so I'm sorry. I don't remember how to say I live on Luckity
Oh,
Aquan land.
okay. Well, we're happy you joined us. We're in the depths of our newspaper production. So you're jumping right into a big part of it, but please keep coming. Don't feel shy. You're always welcome here.
Yeah, gonna sheesh. Thank you so much.
All right, Shirley, did you have any more comments before we go? Okay. Thanks for coming, you guys, and we'll see you all on Thursday. We'll wrap this up.
Yeah, we want to hear some comments on the New Zealand article.
You say Liscozy, awesome.
Oh, Kutsi.
Cozy.
Oh,
Good sheesh.
okay. All right, guys. Okay, let's hear from you on Thursday. Same time, same Zoom link. Have a good rest of your day. Go cheese.
Sheesh.